Hello and welcome back to Divide and Conquer, where we continue on with our Imladris, our Lindon campaign. I just looked at that portrait and I thought, okay, this must be Imladris. Nope, this is Lindon. And we're about to attack Mitchell Delving, currently held by Paladin, the Honourable, Alderon, Alf, a unit of Woolen Hunters, and a unit of Merchant Militia, although those last two units are very weak. Alf has survived 2 great battles, so I must admit he is definitely a commander worth showing some respect to. But Paladin and Alderon won't live this battle. None of them will. Let's just begin. As much as an auto-resolve would just be a quick way to do it, there's no fun in auto-resolving a battle like this. It's not every day you get to fight hobbits. They lived mostly in Staddle, where they were summoning Bree itself, especially on the highest slopes of the hill above the houses of the men. If you haven't already guessed from my slightly snuffly tone, I've got getting a bit of a cold, and they have no gates. I really wanted to just destroy a wall. Oh well, this will have to do. King and the Moth will have to do. I could have sent in my generals, and I'm fairly certain they could just kill off everything other than Alderon, because he has a very strong bodyguard in the form of his Bree-land bodyguard, which is armor piercing. Granted, it's nowhere near as strong as the Ballast Lords, but when we get close to them, you'll see why I fear them slightly. Going mono a mono. In fact, I'm just going to send my Ballast Lords into those Bree-landers archers. What were they thinking? Staying there. And first, that's Paladin as well, yeah? For some reason, wearing Gondor regalia is Peregrine. Not Peregrine, Banderbros Took. Is it No. I'm thinking of the old Borora. This is Paladin Took. Yeah, I thought they shoot for the archers. The slightly weaker, more susceptible to arrow fire units. Oh well, we'll just take them out one way or another. Charge them, my lords of the Falafrim. I remember a time when Calas Falafrim was still a region. What the hell? What kind of charge interruption was that? No, don't be stupid. Move up and stop your foolish attempts to try and shoot my own guys. Yeah, the Banderbros archers in combat don't stand a chance against the Ballast Lords. Just to have a quick recap of their skill. 18 attack, 35 defense, 5 attack, 7 defense. They are not coming out of this alive. Now, I believe we're close enough to see the Bree-land bodyguard. Yes, we are. So, looking at their stats, only 8 attack, which isn't too bad, but effective against armor, and their 21 defense makes it hard for even the Ballast Lords to take them down. So it's best to take them down by arrow fire. Granted, again, that heavy armor and shield is going to make it difficult, but there's nothing else worth shooting, so yeah. I'm going to shoot them dead. You're trying to... Okay, random Banderbros archer charging into other elves. I knew hobbits were slippery, but I didn't think they were that slippery. Cast them back into the earth. Got a bit of information for you. The hobbits weren't created by Eru, I believe. Very certain, like the dwarves, they were just not unlike the dwarves or the elves or men. I believe the hobbits just naturally existed on the earth. Obviously, the elves were the first things to awaken. I believe at some time after the men arrived, hobbits just started to show up. I first and that's the backstory to them. I can't remember. It's quite difficult to determine. Wow, half of their army was the Bree-landers archers. Now I feel sad for them. Only slightly though. Oh, there goes Paladin. I do like that they gave him Gondor Regalia. Why are you cheering like you just won? We've still got another battle. We've still got some more guys to beat. Try and move back a bit so these guys can... hold them there and you can keep shooting them afterwards. Are you going to stand there or are you going to attack me? The choice is yours. No, honestly, I don't care which. And I'm just going to run away like cowards. I can get that. And that's a very indecisive general right there. He's just going to keep going back and forth. You might as well just stay still. Unless you're going to actually go into combat. Wait, what? I was fooled! I thought that was a pathway they couldn't walk through. I thought that was blocked off for a reason. I was deceived. I was shooting down a few more of their archers. Yeah, the Thalassar's actually doing quite well against the bodyguard. Obviously, I expected that. One, we're elite elves. But I didn't expect them to not take hardly any casualties. I think we lost only one Thalassar. We lost 2. And they lost about 20 in that attack. And now they're routing. Oh, that's so sad. But you can immediately see now why the Thalassars are so strong. And honestly, it surprised me when, again, this bit wasn't recorded, but one time when Bree-landers attacked me as Lindon, they had like an army of near 500, I think, maybe a bit more, and against a unit of Thalassars that were about 30 in strength, maybe a few less or more. We managed to get a heroic victory, losing nothing. Oh yeah, it was 36, I remember now. But yeah, these Thalassars are really strong. As long as you don't let them get overpowered and surrounded by enemy units, the Thalassars will normally never die. Obviously, armor piercing breaks them, and surrounding them breaks them because of stun locks. So it only lost 35. Sacrificing I was too strong for even the Lord of Morgoth and his company to assail without great force of war. I can imagine Bill would have ran that down with his giant quill. Another glorious victory as always. Although now we have Mitchell delving. Do we continue to expand or do we stay put? For right now, I'm voting to stay put because right now holding Mitchell delving is stopping the hobbits from attacking Buzzradoom. And I don't want to be too far away from the dwarves if they do decide to go against us. So Mitchell delving likes us quite a lot. Got a bit of oven culture already. It's good to see. And unlike the Under Towers, I've also got a unit of Lindon Mariners in our capital. I'm going to send those Teleri guards to meet with Círdan, because I am preparing to besiege Dol Vórn, so I can protect both Buzzradoom and Harlond. So since Mitchell delving is going to be more of a place of military protection, we can get... oh, they've got the stables and the town guard. We'll go for them. They've already built a few buildings for us. And a great hall. I don't think I would have been able to build that in here. Actually, I may have, I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is I've got 2 units free upkeep and we're making over 4,000 this turn. Actually build it up as well a bit, just to get up to high tax rate. We could get the armory. It gives us an extra defender unit in case the hobbits come to attack us. It only takes 5 turns to make. True, it costs us 100, but to be honest, with how much we're making, 100 isn't that much of a loss. So checking everywhere, because it has been now 2 days since I was last playing Divide and Conquer, so I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Nope, everything's getting an upgrade that can. So, just a quick look back on last time, because it was split into 2 parts. We had Claim Buzzra Doom. Oh wait, no, that was ages ago. That was donkey's ages ago. We just started building up our economy. We defeated the rebel armies that were here. We prepared an army. The Bree-landers started to look a bit cocky on their border, so I decided to move in and attack them. Well, before that, I allied with the Dunedain, so if the Dunedain want to go to war with Bree... oh, that's North farming, okay. For a second I thought the Bree-landers somehow took a Numinas. And I was like, how in hell did they manage to do that? Because I'm fairly certain... never mind. Wait, was that everything? What about my diplomats? Did I move them? I don't remember. And runny nose is not good for remembering.
Yes,
yes, I did. I remember now. I remember where everyone was. You're at Kahuzanat. I'm going to move you to see what's at Foreign's Halls. Like a Bilkafol, Hammerguard. I've already got the Miners Union. They do not take long to build things. Obviously, that's either just what they start with, or it's just the AI get a boost to building speeds, or a decrease in time for building upgrades. So let's go back to where we were. I'll go to the Lindon Mariners and end the turn. Will there be anything occurring this time, or will it just be another quiet end turn? Yeah, quite quiet end turn. No one's attacking us. Didn't see anyone move. No one was trying to talk to us through diplomacy. And Bree is under siege. So something tells me the Dunedain have gone to war with Shire. What? Wait, what? So yeah, we've gone to war with Bree, but them losing one of their 5 starting regions and they're already withering. How? How? Let's have a quick look up everywhere around us. Now I'm happy to leave Galdor in here, or Gildor. Takes the rest of the... Oh, I did that in the wrong order. I'm happy for Gildor to take the rest of the army. Now we know that the Dunedain are at war with Bree. They're going to have nothing left to protect them. So I'm going to go straight for Sackville. I'm going to take it. And I'm going to make a lot of money from it. Buzzra Doom has the artist studio, and is even closer to approaching the required culture, but it's not there yet. So I don't think it will be by the end of 3 turns or 4 turns. So we're just going to get the grain exchange first, and everywhere else is still already building stuff, and there's no more units to make. Next time we can get a new unit of Phalas Lords though, so that's good. As for where current units are, I'm not tempted to move any around. Actually, no, I'll move the Solari Bowmen over to Mifflond. I'll move the Long Spears. I'll move the Guards over to Mitchell Delving. And the Long Spears to Mitchell Delving too. as Gildor besieges Sackville. So what is currently holding Sackville? Oh, the Dunedain. Oh dear. Well, at least we get to see what how the Dunedain fights. But this could actually be difficult. We could actually lose a lot more guys than what I'd like in this battle. Yeah, even though it says 20 to 9, wow. I was not expecting those kind of results. But as you can see, Gildor isn't exactly the biggest commander, and Will, for some reason, as a hobbit, is a very good commander. But he is poor with taxes, so let's fight this. Only because the balance of power is in our favour and we're probably guaranteed to win this doesn't mean we're not going to take a lot of losses. Though we should wish to cast him down and have no one in his place is not a thought that occurs to his mind. Got enough about Sauron. And this is now the part where I start to feel sorry for the hobbits, because I'm now like, this is what I didn't want to have to do at the beginning of the campaign, because geez, taking out the Shire is too easy. It really, really is. All you have to do is prepare a small army, prepare a few of your Phalas Lords, protect the rest of your borders from other factions that might want to attack you, and that's it, you're done, you win. Well, you managed to beat the Shire at least. But the only reason why I'm expanding now this far, even though I have good knowledge that I'm very certain Ered Luin will want to go to war with us, as well Enna will, is because the Dunedain have gone to war with the Shire, and what better way to get vengeance on these people? Now we need to focus those Dunedain Rangers down as fast as possible. Everything else is meh. The Dunedain, however, are worth killing now. And just a quick comparison to skill. 6 missile attack with average 170 meters range with 20 missiles. The Dunedain have the same missile attack, have 12 more missiles, can shoot from 50 meters further, and have very high accuracy. So they're more likely to get kills than we are if we were to switch positions in this fight. Look, we're getting a nice few kills on them. We'll start shooting the other units now as well. Obviously not just moving up and then we'll move back. But in case, let's move up the Lindon non-spears as well. See, I told you they were kidding. Oh, they're not kidding, okay. Oh, they were kidding. Oh, just keep shooting the Rangers. One of the units keep shooting the Banderbruss. And the others at the Bree-land bodyguard. But all of you on guard mode. Have the guards move over to the side with the Phalas Lords. And prepare to charge into them. With the long spears into those Wardens. Again, another quick check of those stats. The Wardens have 16 total defense. We have 9. But as a pikeman unit, our defense skill goes up dramatically as you get into combat. We do have better armor than them by 1. And we do have better attack because of the spear wall formation. So overall, our units of Lindon are better than the Dunedain, but only just. We only just beat them in just raw stats. In numbers, the Dunedain again come close to second. Just because the Dunedain are as scarce as the elves are, if not even more scarce. Because they can only be recruited in Arnor, whereas these elves can be recruited anywhere in the future. Keep charging into them. Actually, bring my Phalas Lords elsewhere. Back to those archers. Yeah, so we've lost 15%. That is probably as good as we were going to get. when it comes to losing things. We weren't going to come out of this with a golden medal or something. We were going to take a lot of casualties. But to be honest, I thought we were going to lose a lot more. I thought we were going to lose at least 40% by the end of this. And we still might. We still might. But it's looking like we might come out of this with an easy victory. Or comparably easy victory. Even though the Dunedain are good, we are still better. And obviously compared to the other army, which was a unit of Bandabrus, a weakened unit of Bandabrus, a Bree-land bodyguard unit, and 2 very wounded units of ordinary humans, well, middlemen. Yeah, there wasn't much chances of their victory in this fight. So we lost 26%. That's still pretty sizable though. We might replenish a few of them, but still, those Bree-land bodyguard are taking down our artillery guards quite nicely. I hate that. I hate it because they actually got better stats than our artillery. But the Falafrim can deal with the rest of them. Where's their general? He's in here somewhere. He's the last guy alive. It's the weird looking one. And there goes the first general, and now the second, who is also wearing Gondor regalia. Strange, because Alf doesn't have. Yeah, we lost 200 there. Ouch. We hold a few of the bowmen, and that's the main thing. As long as we have our bowmen at peak efficiency, that's all I care about. The orcs in the service of the Barad-dûr use the sign of the red eye. I believe the quote goes on to say something like, or the quote before it says, these orcs bear the mark of the white hand. I don't believe at the time they knew the symbol for the white hand was for Saruman. But I've first heard they very quickly deduced it. Actually, no, it took Legolas to say they're taking the hobbits to Isengard. So, 2 more generals dead. And only 1 more hobbit general remains. And that is Bilbo Baggins. And I would very much like to, if I can avoid it, not want to kill him. So now holding Sackville. Our entire southern border is only rebel. There's only 2 more regions in the Shire. So as we look at Sackville, you can see the trade is currently very small, but that does go up once you get the rest of them. So the Lindon camp is okay, it gives us 1 more unit of free upkeep. But in a place like Sackville, we're not going to need that kind of free upkeep. So if I'm desperate, I'll destroy it for 566. If not, then yeah. The next in place will be Hobbiton, and has a very small army, so I'm tempted to attack it next turn. But for now, we can get a spy. We definitely want to get that spy. Anything else we can do? I don't really want to have to move out to Dol Vaughn, seeing that we're already pushing back the hobbits so well. We'll try and avoid Enedwaith. They may be too busy with Isengard, to be honest. Just keep checking everywhere. I can't remember if I've already checked or not. But it's always important to check, because once a unit comes into recruitment, once it can be recruited, it's always recommended to go immediately for it. We'll just go to the practice range now. I can't be bothered to wait. And to us, we don't really need that anymore, do we? Probably just get the land clearance. Is it worth making back the money? No. We can still make the armory. We're making more than enough money and not getting enough stuff to make to warrant getting rid of it. Plus with all the extra units we're getting. As long as the Blue Mountains don't take Parth and Lund, they're not likely to attack us. They could attack Angmar. It is very likely they could just go and attack Angmar. Although, I think Angmar's a bit preoccupied on their own anyway. So it won't be a long war. The dwarves would win anyway. So we'll end the turn. Oh, did you just see that? That's... That quick, I saw it. I saw it with my 2 eyes. I saw how much the alternate Mrs. Mountains have already set up near Goblin Town. That was an army. That was an army waiting to come together and attack the orcs of Angmar. And first with an army like that, Angmar doesn't stand a chance. Because unlike Angmar, Misty starts off with a massive disadvantage. Unlike Misty, Angmar has a massive disadvantage of having nowhere near enough regions or any decent economy to start with that can help them win. And so they're likely to just get beaten down by the Misty Mountains. Although when Gundabad comes in, I'm fairly certain the Total War campaign will be in the very central north. It's going to be a very different campaign. Take Hobbiton for 1500. Well, I would, but it's so far away and don't really have much to protect our other regions. But, okay. If you really want me to, I'll attack Hobbiton. Oh god, this nose is killing me. Can I reach it in 1 turn? No, I can't. Just bring that down to low then. What does it look like with Galdor out? Not very happy. How about I put a unit in there? It's happy again, okay. And actually I don't want the bowman in there. I'll take a unit of artillery guard in there. Okay, the bowman with you, Galdor. And the other units of artillery guard. And then attack Hobbiton, which you can reach next turn. I know this is really starting to push our luck. Because if we're not careful, we could lose all of this. If Enedwife claims even just Egenya, or the region of Egenya. We are sending more units, so we'll focus on protecting Sackville. If we take this region, all of Hobbiton is protected. And if the Dunedain manage to take Bree-land, then we stand a better chance of not having to dealing with a full stack. Because they'll have to deal with it. Anyway, I know I can make some units from Mifflin now. The Phallus Lords and the Teleri Bowmen. Excellent. Excelente. Send more units down. I'm not seeing anything going for Perth and Lund yet. Where are they? They must be somewhere. Oh, I see something. Oh, are they going to attack Angmar? Please say yes. I know it sounds wrong because I'm their ally, but it means they keep away from me. Oh wait, no. That's actually really bad. If they attack Angmar, they're guaranteed to want to attack me immediately. Oh dear. But at the same time, that would bring in the Dunedain, so you may win some, you may lose some. And the Dunedain may be trying to get to Hobbiton before us. We cannot allow that. Galdor, get there as quickly as possible. We've got a new agent at Sackville. We can use him to have a look at Deep Hallow, which is held by Brafor, the Honourable, the Dunedain General. And he is quite powerful, but effective against with the armor-piercing arrows, I'm fairly certain. Doesn't say it, but he does have armor-piercing arrows. Or it's just his, or it's just the axe they wield that does that. Then Tunis of Farmhand Pikeman, that's pretty annoying. Looking up at Hobbiton, yep, Bilbo Baggins, and he has Shire Militia instead of the Bandabrus Archer, so he's a lot easier to kill off. A Although his stats are actually better in melee than the Bandit archers. Oh, my nose is killing me. I think once we've taken Hobbiton, I think we'll call it an end to a video there. Because right now I am, I'm dying because of this nose. It's killing me. Okay, enter. Why can't you just walk through Goblin Town? For goodness sake. But look at that. That's a full stack moving right for the Angmar. If I was playing as Angmar, I could probably deal with it. But I'm not. So they may be very effed. There's not much chance an AI has of dealing with a full stack this early on in the game. Even if it's all snagger trash, an AI will struggle to deal with it without strength in numbers, or the strength. And Angmar, unfortunately, in the beginning, if you don't have a strong military grasp on your starting regions, your military is rather weak. And that's me being nice about it. It can be very, very weak. Misty, on the other hand, having several regions. Oh, that's a very smiley, womany face. Baratheon. Pretty good stats. I could use you. Oh, that means I could put Kurdan somewhere else. Thank you, Baratheon. You've allowed me to move my faction leader out of Buzzradoom. I thank you kindly. And yet we can now get the Teleri Bowman. War between Anduin and Mirkwood. Anduin is going to war with everyone. First they went to war with Erebor, and I'm fairly certain they're winning that war, although currently it's looking like a standstill. They've beaten the Wooden Realm into submission and actually besieged Thranduil's halls, and now they're at war with Mirkwood, although it could be the other way around. Depends on how Roscadal's looking. Harlon, you've got the Sindar, you can make Sindar cavalry, yes. We're spending money again. I don't know if I'd be so happy to say something like that. Do we want the Merchant's Wharf or do we want the roads? 400 increase. 150 increase. Obviously the roads would make sense. But first I can get the upgraded Merchant's Wharf after this, the storehouse. You know what, I'm going to go slightly cheap. I'm going to get the communal farming. Any more units anywhere? Oh yeah, the Sindar cavalry's good. And next I can make some more Sindar cavalry. Oh, we're in business. We're in business, and they took Perthenlun. The one turn I turn around, I turn my back, and they managed to beat it with an army I didn't even notice existed. Oh dear. Lindon could be in trouble now. We may be in a spot of trouble. Ugh. So sniffly today. Either way, I'm going to have to move back some things, aren't I? Now, if I'm tempted to just move Kurdan back. Although, no, Kurdan's too useful. He'd be too useful in the war against them. I only hope they don't come to attack us immediately. But if they do, we can make some more units from Forlond soon, so they should be able to protect Forlond. It's mainly just Forlond and Mithlond need to protect. The Dunedain have our border here, so they'd like so the dwarves may fight them as well at Karas Kleinen. But I'm not going to take any chances. I'm going to move these long spears back. Keep the Teleri Guard here, though. Siege Hobbiton. Keep moving you up to Sackville. Move you up to Sackville. Keep moving Kurdan up to Sackville. Move Gildor out to make another watchtower. Here. So I'll keep my eye on Deep Hollow. Oh yeah, another thing. If we do actually take Bree before the Dunedain. Oh, they've got an army right there. Captain Waltz. Oh. I was scared for nothing. The only thing that scares me are the Rangers and the Greenway Cavalry. Merchant Militia, well, Merchant Cavalry, not so much. Lumbermen, not really. The Pikemen could be annoying if they get melee. But so are our Pikemen. Oh, the Woodland Hunters too. Yeah, they could be annoying. But other than that, there's nothing to fear. We really are starting to get a good a mix between grip and grasp. So Bilbo Baggins. I should probably focus down those pikemen. As good as Bilbo's unit is, look at those stats. Those are comparable to our starting stats. In fact, 8 and 13. Those are very close to the Teleri Guard. Hobbits are close to being as good as elves. That just seems ridiculous to me. Obviously, he's losing 3 of his attack from his experience boosts and 1 attack from his defense. So technically it'd be 5-12. But still, those stats are awfully close to being near elven quality stats. And that terrifies me. Oh well. Let's have a nice look at the Shire. Oh, it's even Bilbo's birthday party. His 111th birthday. I don't like half of you half as well as I should like, and I like less than half of you half as well as you deserve. I love that. I just love how confused the hobbits look after that. Such a well said and just hilarious hear back quote. I don't like half of you half as well as I should like. I like less than half of you like half as well as you deserve. This should just be target practice for the elves now. It's sad, but it's just target practice. Are they actually going to move around to come to us? They are. We'll move back then. Oh, they moved back again. God damn it. That was bamboozled. Shoot up the Shire militia a bit. We still kill a lot of them in the shooting phase. Well, in the shooting, but still. That doesn't mean they're not good. Anyone would die to an elven archer. Oh, and shooting those farmhands in the back really is good. Charge the Shire militia. Shooting into those farmhands. Move around a bit if you can. No, come on. There we go. There we go. Try shooting into without shooting our own. Are they routing? No, they're just running away like cowards. How dare you run away from me? Charge me, just going to run away again. Nope, I'm just going to keep going back and forth a bit. I'll end this side. There we go, they decided to go back again. Good on them. I can't get a good angle on them. It's so hard to get a good angle for shooting on this map because half the places you could shoot from just very difficult to angle in. That should do. That's okay. Not the worst, but it's not the best. And artillery guard are getting beaten down. Jeez. Goodbye, Bilbo Baggins. You fought well. You died with honour. At least you can be given credit for that. I can respect you for dying with dignity. We lost 2 Falas Lords, but they'll come back sooner or later. And we lost 27 or 23 artillery guard. Not too bad, I guess. Those were the first to charge. Their hatred for the goblins is cold and bitter. Indeed it is. Although I think that's mainly focusing on the Sylvan Elves, not so much the Noldor. They just hate Melkor. Released all of his servants. Another battle, another victory. It's a shame I didn't want to ally with the Shire. It could have been fun. Oh well. Well, Hobbiton's a nice place for income. Another 1,000 a turn. We got 1,500. Oh, we're making too much money. I hate to admit it, but we're making too much money too quickly. It's actually ridiculous now. It's gone to that ridiculous place now. It really has. Now then, to attack Deep Hallow, we're probably going to need to take... Because our northern border is protected, I'll move out Galdor from Hobbiton. Although I'll decide how much to take out next turn. But no, I'll end this video with taking Deep Hallow. That sounds fair, right? A video of just taking all of the Shire. And the hobbits didn't even bother to retaliate. They just stood there and let it happen. They could have stopped it. It wouldn't exactly been hard to stop us. So we're going to leave the artillery guard in Hobbiton. So down to low. While we take the bowmen and Galdor out, along with 2 of the long spears, the bowmen, the guards, and then Círdan to attack Deep Hallow. And then they'll only have Bree left. Obviously, until we kill their faction leader and heir, there's no way they die. They have gatekeepers already. That must be a bug, because that's a restricted unit. Not only restricted, it's a post-barracks event unit. Something's not right here. Something's not right. Yeah, just look at all those Hobbit units. Yeah, those are their stats 512, I knew they were. And so those Hobbitry in arms, or whatever they were called, are actually actually on the close of getting strong. Shire Militia, that's it, Shire Militia. I forgot Bree had Smills. I guess it makes a bit of sense since hobbits do live there. Forlorn going to be making can make something new next turn. Let's make the Master Builders. Probably. Oh yeah, the dwarves just took Perfect Lund, so they won't be trying to attack us. Well, I won't be able to know if they're attacking us yet. Oh dear. Those look like they're moving for Angmar, although they could be looking for us. Oh no, 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 no. This could not be good for us. The dwarves going to attack one of... Oh no, 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 no. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Oh lord, no. That is an army. That is a very, very scary army. I don't think I have what it takes to defend against such an army. Oh dear. I might just get Jolly Rogered by the dwarves. Oh dear. That would be a very unfortunate fate for moi, if that was to happen. The last stand of the Bree-land, really, already? With the peaceful existence of the men of Bree and the hobbits of the Shire being brought to the edge of utter ruin and destruction, it falls to all men and hobbits alike to take up arms in defence of their homes and way of life. A gathering of all kinds of men of professions take up what arms and armour are available to them. Hunters and lumbermen from the forests, farmers and sheriffs from the Shire, and the merchants and townsfolk of Bree itself answer the call. These men of peace and prosperity may not have been among the nations accustomed to warfare, but with their coin they have gathered some arms over the years, which are readily handed out to any brave enough to use it. The smiths open their stores of axes and hooks, knives and hands, lacking training but armed with the tools of their trade. These people will fight for their homes and their very existence with the bravery of those who have nowhere else to run. And a gift of more money. Stop giving me money! Stop giving me more money. I don't need it. I'm serious. Stop giving me more money. And they have ballista. We may, yeah, we're gonna get right Buckminstered. Or something that sounds bad to sound like profanity, but isn't profanity. Because oh no, we might lose Mithlond if we are not able to make more units. So yeah, I'm resorting to ballista already. If they're bringing up siege equipment, we need something strong enough to counter it, and siege equipment is the only thing I can think of right now. Cavalry is a close second, but unfortunately not close enough. And Kurdan, you are moving back to Mithlond, regardless if we're getting another general or not, because we're going to need to send someone over to protect Forlond. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, we could reach Deep Hollow this turn, actually. Is it worth us sending them in, though? Pikemen against archers is not smart. Or pikemen against pikemen and archers is not smart, so we'll wait for some more units. There we go. Oh, they are not happy one bit. Oh dear. Can we leave another unit behind? I'll change their tune. Good enough for me. Good enough for me. How about here? Can I leave the artillery guard behind? No, I cannot. I'm gonna have to leave Galdor behind, aren't I? Yeah. Let's have them move south and meet up with Gildor. And send a spy over to see where the last stand script army is. I'm not seeing it anywhere. Oh, there it is. Chris. Not gonna lie, I was expecting something that's slightly stronger. Although, to be honest, those experience stats, those levels of experience do definitely get on my nerves a bit. They definitely catch me off guard. Taking Deep Hollow. If Chris moves elsewhere, Chris may not come after us. He may come after the Dunedain. But if he does come after us, we may have to sacrifice a region or two just so we can live a little bit longer. Well, I've already forgotten how long I've been recording for, but I'm going to keep going on a little bit longer. Although I attempt to take Deep Hollow away from the hobbits. Oh yeah, the Shire is not happy. They are not happy right now with us being here. mainly cultural unrest. I should probably get on that. But look at the trade it's getting. 500 trade. That's pretty good. So let's end turn one more time. Looking for anywhere we can make more units. No, that's all of them. Granted, I've just had to sacrifice giving up Kurdan to protect Mifflon, where I could have sent him over to attack at Bree and defeated the last of the Bree-landers' defences. That's a big risk I had to take. But a risk nonetheless I was forced to make. So the fact we managed to take most of Hobbiton in one video, I'm quite impressed with the progress we've made. As much as I'd like to go back on my rules and make an alliance with the dwarves so I can focus everything onto the east, after I defeat the Shire, all left is going to be Enerdwife and Dunland, more Wildman nations that stand no chance against us. He's here, isn't he? Have my prayers been answered? Have my prayers been answered? Did they not move for us? Yes! Oh, my prayers were answered. They're not actually coming towards us. They're moving elsewhere. Oh, this is a glorious day. I'm almost tempted to start dancing. I'm that happy right now. But right now, before we start dancing, let's take Deep Hallow. Before the Honourable. Before another one of your honourable people. His name was Bilbo the Honourable. As weak as farmhands are, yeah, we're going to have to focus Brafor first. Brafor upon anything else needs to be focused and killed. And there, I believe, is Halbarad. Seen slaying what, in size, looks like an ordinary Uruk. Although, with the size of that hand, compared to the rest of Halbarad's body, unless it's just scaling, is a troll. That could have been a troll. The Halbarad was shown killing. Although, of course, I could be very wrong. Now let's send the guards over to the left. The long spears and the Phalas lords to the right. Have my bowmen do an Elastigirl and expand. And move in, prepare to shoot down Brafor. He can shoot us from there, I'm fairly certain, if he wanted to. Not now, we can start shooting. And this is where we start losing a lot of elves. Because not only are the Dunedain bodyguard really, really efficient archers, in fact, they actually rival the elven archers. Obviously, a really good missile range and accuracy. Very comparable to the Twa Ariania and the Elbereth archers of the elves, and if anything, cheaper, and there's more of them. And they're armor piercing, so they, in most ways they're actually better than the elven bodyguards. But obviously, on an archer to archer fight, I'm fairly certain the Elbereth or the Twa Ariania would win the battle. Killed already 50% of them. Yeah, that's the thing. If we just run a lot of archers and just hold choke points with things like pikemen, and then just hold and just have those aggressive units that are ready to strike from the sides, we just don't lose. As ridiculous as that sounds, we just do not lose. Especially against someone like the Bree-landers. And again, as much as I wanted to focus the dwarves at the beginning, I want to have a bit of a challenge fighting the dwarves, because as I specifically said, if Lindon or Erin Lewin were to be the chosen faction, I won't play as the other in the next campaign or the one after that. So yeah, we won't be seeing Erin Lewin for a while. So I want to show off as much of them as possible. Bree-land though, we might get to see the Bree-landers again in the future. So yeah, just surround them, outnumber them. And when elves are outnumbering you, unless you're trolls or giant monsters, you should feel afraid. You should feel fear if you're being outnumbered by elves. And there is Gildor, I'm fairly certain, wearing slightly golden elven steel, which definitely helps him stick out a bit. So we lost a few artillery bowmen. We healed 4 of them, so we only lost how many? We only lost 15, 21. We lost 21. So altogether we lost 26. But we managed to claim all four Shire regions in what felt like 5 turns. First turn taking Mitchell Delving, next turn taking Sackville, then moving up a turn after that. Has it really just been 4 turns? Has it really just been one turn after the other, me taking the Shire? I can't actually remember. I'm going to have to look back on it. I'm fairly certain. One turn, take a region. Next turn, take another region. Jeez, we did really well. Claiming 4 regions, killing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 generals of the Shire. That's really good. That's really, really good. That's ridiculously good. And we've got 4 more spies as well. Oh wait, no, 3 more spies, not 4 yet. Buzzardoom has the practice range, so let's get those through. Why? I've set it perfectly so I would not have to wait 39 turns. What? Wait, is it just because it's Buzzardoom and I'm about to find out, aren't I? I'll be finding out next turn. Why can't I select Mifflond? Oh, that. Yeah. I keep forgetting, if you don't select off of that, then glitches happen. We can't actually go into other views because there's still fingers in that view. And if it's not on the list... Okay, so this kind of army, as small as it may be, could actually defeat Chris's army. All we'd have to do is kill off the general, and then look at the rest of their stats. Or more importantly, look at their morale. Good. That's their barracks event units. Good. Poor. 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 Yeah, that's just sad. That's just sad. If Chris wasn't leading this army and he was only a captain, they'd probably flee before we even managed to kill him off. But yeah, even that last nondescript army doesn't stand a chance against all of these units put together. Include those 2 long spears, those guards, and Galdor into this one army. They wouldn't stand a chance. We could probably just hold this bridge, and in a bridge battle we'd win, because not only can we hold the gap if they don't charge us all at once, but we could absolutely obliterate anything that's in the gap. Enough talking, let's get to recruiting before we call it an end of a video. And in fact, I keep getting about this diplomat at Goblin Town. He can now move through. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Speak with Grimbeorn. I want map information. I've already spoken with Khazad-dûm. Oh yeah, I was moving you around to speak with... Spoken with Leo, spoken with Dale, spoken with Erebor. To go speak with Dorwinian and Rune. While my other diplomats I left here. So yeah, looking back on the turns now, it was one turn before the Harlond thing was created, or was it 2 turns when we took Mitchell Delving? Then a turn after we took Sackville, so I was set at 3, and Hobbiton is 2. So yeah, we might take 1 Hobbiton region, or 1 Shire region, each turn. That's hilarious to me, that really is. The fact we might take 1 region each turn. And more importantly, they're the 4 Shire regions. Put together, these 4 regions, and this isn't me bragging, these 4 regions can make the most money in the late game. Enough population in each of them, but not to the point where they're getting negatives or anything like that. The Smules, or more importantly just what they're called here, the Hobbit farmsteads, provide the greatest trade route, greatest trade bonus in the game. But the only weakness is these areas cannot upgrade. I think Mitchell-Delving can upgrade once to a large town. I think that's it. I could probably read it here. Cannot upgrade to city, so it can upgrade to a large town but not a city. But the other regions cannot upgrade at all, I'm fairly certain. Cannot upgrade to town. Yeah, and that's just all 3 of the other Shire regions. So anyway, we're going to end the turn one more time and end this on turn 40. Part 4, ending it on turn 40. And the Shire... Okay, they just took Mengelon. They used their last stand script army to not exact revenge upon those we've killed, but instead to take another rebel region. That was owned by a pretty sizable rebel garrison as well, so they just made a big mistake. Because not only is Mengelon now going to start creating Barrow Whites they need to kill, and not gonna lie, the Barrow Whites on their own can make that entire army disappear off the map. Just because they frighten and they're armor piercing, so the merchant cavalry will just die. Yeah, so they just made a big mistake. If I was them, I would have gone straight for protecting Deep Hallow. Mithlon Resplendent. Glittering hosts of Eldar march to war paeans, their banners whipping relentlessly upon Noldor standards, sweeping softly in rhythm to the beautiful fiery lilt in the ceaseless optimism of their chants. Silvered mail and golden helms shine with the light of the Valinor, and glittering spears point deep and rise like the swan ships pulling by the waters of the Belagire. Hosts sweep through the torrid, ghastly fields of graceless foe, and the fields of dead lie triumphant as a reminder of the rise of the Noldor in their glorious ascent. Will nothing trouble the rebirth of the Eldar? The days of the First Age come again, at the height of the stars, flickering fire upon the soil of waters of Middle-earth. I love that so much. The way they managed to write that just makes me want to play this faction even more. I really love Lindon so much. They are one of my favourite factions. So let's see how much they lost to take Mengelon. Not very much. Not very much at all, actually. Oh yeah, auto-resolves. I forgot. They have auto-resolves. But yeah, these 4 units here. 14 attack, 20 defense. We all know how strong the Barrow Whites are from when we were playing the Angmar campaign. And most of their stats come in armour, or they have nothing at all. So yeah. Good luck against Ilkron. Although, we do also need to consider these armies here. They may be for us, they may not be for us. But either way, I'm a bit scared of those gatekeepers. They're really good. They are really, really good. Don't be fooled by their stats being not compared to ours, because they are good. Armor piercing crossbows and armor piercing halberd units. It's a scary world out there. Okay, I can take the other long spear unit into here, even though it's not a full unit, it's still better than having nothing else. I don't see anyone else. I don't see anything else coming up from here, so I'm going to take the Mariners back, I think. I think that's a smart thing to do. Take the Mariners out from Buzzradoom to Mifflond. Cavalry, we shall be moving to Mifflond. The artillery guard, I'll be moving to Buzzradoom. Because although we need to consider Harlond being a possible attack target, it's a lot easier to move those units from Buzzradoom back to Harlond than it is to try and get those units to Harlond from Harlond to Buzzradoom if they are to attack us from here, because there's not really much vision here. Here we have the whole landscape, and there's no roads here currently, so that's kind of a preemptive strike against the dwarves when they do come to attack us. But that army hasn't moved. That scares me even more, because they may be coming for us, they may be coming for our enemy. I don't know. I do not know. All I know is I'm going to move we've moved our new general, Belmai. I'm going to take a unit of artillery bowmen with him, so Forlon has a slightly better garrison. Because again, it's not likely they could sort of want to attack us, but they may not want to. All depends on what they want and how we can react to it. But right now, I am scared. I'm very scared of what they are capable of. To be honest, right now, looking at what Bree-land has and what the dwarves have, I'm more afraid of the dwarves having just one small army compared to the Shire having that much, having this much defending them. That's just the level of how much I'm afraid of the Bree-landers, how afraid I am of the dwarves. You should always be afraid of dwarves, because unlike elves, they have slightly quicker recruitment times, and their units are normally altogether just stronger and cheaper. The elves are meant to be cheaper. The elves are meant to be more expensive for the fact that they are a dwindling race. The dwarves, however, their time is only yet beginning in some way.
I shall continue tomorrow. Yes.
Keep moving south. Go to speak with Mordor.
Impossible.
And we'll call it an end of the video there. So I hope you all enjoyed me and my glorious conquering of the 4 Shire regions. And next time, we may be attacking Bree. The dwarves could be attacking us. And the dwarf could attack us. It's all a bit random of what could happen next. But all I know is we need to always be on guard and keep our spies checking these rebel regions, because if they fall, because look, this region got attacked. This region actually got attacked by the Enedwythians, but they lost, so that's a good thing. That means they're keeping their attention away from Buzzradoom. And the quicker we can get our units recruited, the better. Having a general in here is a massive bonus above everything else. But most importantly, we need to keep an eye out, because if we wait even one turn where we have vision of a small army here that could attack Harlond, and we don't act on it, we could lose Harlond. I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to have to lose anything. But thanks to having our port region, we can simply, or thanks to having the ships, we can very quickly move units from Forlon to Harlond, or vice versa, if necessary. All I know is, at least once we know the Bree-land is all but mouse stopped working. Once we know the Bree-land is all but finished, an easy way to just hold on to these regions would be to take something like Col Willishar and Dolvorn and just hold Enedwythe, or even just move all the way down here. But the dwarves, I have no way of protecting all of my regions at once. It's going to be a long slog out, and that's exactly the kind of battle I want with the dwarves. If Angmar joins in, that's perfect. But I don't want them. But in some way, I don't want them to, because they have too much to focus on over here. But again, I hope you all enjoyed. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to get notifications on when my videos are going to be released, be sure to hit the bell so you'll know. For those that don't know about how YouTube's system works. And leave any comments on if you think I should continue my assault upon Bree, if I should start considering my options against Enderwife, or if I should begin the war with the dwarves now. And so I'll see you all next time, and farewell.